I'm with Erin and Time from Wyre Under-14s. First two games in the ENG Under-14s Youth Netball Premier League. 1 win, 1 defeat. Let's start with Chevrons. Relatively comfortable win. Was it as comfortable as it seemed?
They came on pretty strong, so it's just, I felt like some people gets ahead, but as soon as we got on, we were a bit like, they weren't how we expected them, and it was pretty slow win for us, and it was a good start to the ENG.
Yeah. Kind of just happy just to get the first win under your belt type of thing.
Yeah, I think we'd never really heard of them before, so we didn't know what to expect. But I think the first quarter we did get ahead, and it was a bit rocky to be honest. But then after that, we just kind of sailed through, and it's just like what you're used to doing, isn't it? So it's good.
And I saw you were making a lot of changes. Was that just experimenting and getting girls rest in time for?
Yeah, I think it was just because we obviously knew that the Chester match was going to be a tough one, and it was. So we just wanted to make sure we were more ready for that if we knew that we were probably going to win that last one.
So let's move on to Chester, because the Chevrons game was a comfortable win. Personally, I felt it'd be a lot closer than what it was. First quarter, very close. They seemed to then just stretch their lead every quarter after that. We have talked about this before, between ENG and yourselves. Do you feel as a team, the performance lacked a certain level of character, which allowed them to get ahead? Was it because tactically they had kind of sussed you out? Because it did seem like they were well prepared for what you were bringing to the table. Just give me an idea what it was, because I was struggling to. I was thinking, is it a tactical thing, or is it a mental thing? Because I don't believe the score should have been that fast.
No, well obviously we didn't actually. I don't think we ended up playing them last season, so again we weren't really sure what to expect.
Good point. Yeah.
And obviously Katie, our big goal shooter, I think they definitely kind of worked her out. They had 2 on her, and they kind of nullified her a bit. I think we kind of got a bit panicky as the quarter's gone on, and just as we were kind of slowly losing the grip on the game, that's when we started losing grip on passes and movement and stuff, and we started to get a bit frustrated. So I think that's what then kind of caused it to landslide.
Do you find that as a team though, it starts to get tough, doesn't it? Are you happy and content with the mental approach to kind of dig in and kind of grind out results? Because we saw it last season sometimes where it get tough, then it all falls apart, because then the shots start missing, the passes start going astray.
I feel like we just get to our heads a bit too early, when all we need to do is just take a deep breath and remember that we've got 3 seconds with the ball, and we just need to slow down instead of trying to pick up with the other team's pace. We need to go alone.
And Erin, are you captain, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you feel as the captain of your team, you try and, because I noticed the more intense the game gets, the more you intensify your performance, whether that's physically, whether that's I don't know, just in every aspect. Do you feel that your team needs that kind of and do you try and encourage them to be more?
Well, I think you can always try, and obviously everyone's shouting things on court, but at the end of the day it's what's inside your head, and if you're having a bad day, or you think, oh, I'm not playing very well, that kind of completely changes your performance, you know what I mean? If you're having a bad day, then it kind of just keeps going on and on and on, and more as negative thoughts get in your head. But you just have to try and be positive and try and just oomph it a bit, because you don't want to just let it slip away. You want to at least know that you've tried.
You play that game again, what do you do differently?
I feel like we should take a second to think about how we're going to do the match play, because our coach Abby told us the layouts, and it felt like it just kind of went out of our head because of how fast and prepared Chester was. So it just made us panic a bit.
Yeah, and I think you had played after them, so they were watching your previous game, so which probably allowed them to be a little bit more prepared for you. So that's probably the detrimental aspect of having 2 games in one day, where you can get kind of inside knowledge if you are playing a team that haven't seen your game type of thing. But that's why we have a live stream, so clubs can go back. So you obviously were involved last season under 13s level. What's the aim at an under 14s level? Because I personally feel the league's improved in terms of standard. Where does Wyre see themselves when come the 9th game?
I think it's hard to think about now because we're only on the 1st, but I think we've definitely played one of the harder teams in this league, Chester, today. And obviously it was a tough game, but I think that's kind of given us a bit of a taste of what it's going to be like. You know, we've got training sessions until then, and I'm really going to work on just keeping on going and new match techniques like we were talking about there. So we just need to keep going as as best as we can.
No, do you know what? It's always a pleasure talking to you on this because you do come across well. But well done. I do enjoy watching it. I know you're capable of so much more, especially against the bigger, so-called better teams. So well done. We'll see you again in December.
Yep.
Thank you.